Hello, hello, and welcome to Messy Hair. Just woke up from an amazing nap. Um, yeah, that looks amazing. We're just gonna leave that and go with this because I've been called to leave this message for a little while to share this dream that I had about my dad passing away, in the dream actually committing suicide. And because of the other dreams that I have had that have ended up coming to fruition, ended up coming true with the Miami condo collapse, the um, Maui uh, hurricane and fires, my ex husband passing away. I seem to have very vivid dreams that end up coming true. So these are going to be two separate dreams, but one of them that I had um, after I looked up. So I have a dream, I have a journal, and in it I I have written down some dreams. Some of my dreams are just in like my Google Calendar, mostly since having my baby, because it's like what's close by for me to quickly journal. Like um the dream that I had versus actually taking the time, the ability to be able to like turn to my nightstand, get my journal, and my baby is a total cuddle bug with sleeping. She needs like physical contact when sleeping, meaning literally as soon as I get up. If she's not laying on my arm or snuggled in my chest, she wakes up. She like knows that I'm no longer there. Every once in a while she'll stay asleep if I'm not there, but usually like the minute that I'm up out of bed, she is up and awake. She sleeps great apparently at daycare, which is great. But when she's with me, she likes to be on me and know that I'm there. So journaling is not really a possibility. So this first dream, just kind of show it really quick, is it's so I have it all kind of written down here. It's a couple pages long, few pages long. It says this is at 3 a.m. listening to lucid dreaming meditation. So I guess if I, you know, want some assistance with remembering dreams, this whatever this meditation was that I was listening to seems to have helped. This is on Friday, April 15th of, I want to say this is, yes, 2002. So, it's now been a year and a half. This is right around the time that I want to say this might actually be the date that I left. No, I left him, I think, on a Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday, April 12th, that I ended things with my ex-boyfriend, the father of Lily, and I have not seen him since then, and he is no longer in the picture. But that's interesting that I'm just putting that together, that this was like the same time. So it says, this, I'm just going to read it word for word. I said, I wake only for dreams I am to receive messages from. In my house back in Naperville, Illinois, my family home. So maybe I should really quickly describe the layout of my family home. So in that layout of, so this is off script, so this is not reading the dream. In the layout of my family home in Naperville, Illinois, my parents and I lived there for quite a few years. You walk in the door, and like off to the right is a family room, off to the left was the living room. Still, kind of baffles me that there's two separate rooms. One, I guess, is for visiting, one, I guess, has the TV. I don't know. I still don't understand exactly why there's a family room and a living room. And then straight ahead was the stairs. And when you go up these stairs, there's a land, so the stairs go up and then turn like a full 180 turn to go back, full 360 turn. And anyways, they go straight, turn, and you go up. So you end up going up past the stairs that you just climbed up. And then up above there is a loft, like a landing. So it overlooks the family room and it overlooks the kitchen, or sorry, the dining room. And then across from there was like a guest room / study, my room. And then across my room was the bathroom. So that would be like the end of that little hallway that overlooks the dining room and overlooks the family room. So it says, in my house back in Naperville, Illinois, I am asleep in my room and my door slightly opens. I get up to see if it was Hobbs or who opened it. I go out and see my dad in a recliner over the landing, and I jump. So he's sitting on a recliner that's on the landing. Why that's there, I don't know. And I jump and I ask, WTF is he doing? And he said, waiting on mom. I say, okay, I'm going back to bed. I go back to bed on my side, and my mom is next to me on the other side. I'd forgotten about that. My dad comes in and starts saying we have to get up because Callie wants Perry Squishy, which is a stuffed animal, and something to do with my mom. My mom has to change the sheets to the kids' bed because Callie and Hobbs are in my bed in the room next to me, and they need the sheets / bedding that I have. And I grab my covers over me and say, we are all sleeping. Anything can wait until the morning to be switched over. Sorry, I forgot to turn it on quiet. Anything can wait until the morning to be switched over. And I tell my dad I'm going back to bed. He says, fine, I'll wait here. And he sits at the end of the bed. I start to fall back asleep, and he starts talking, and I tell him to get the fuck out. He hops up, walks out of my room, walks over the railing straight across from my room, and puts first his right leg over the railing, then his left, and then I have in parentheses, this is slow motion at this point, end of parentheses. I jump up as I realize what is happening, and he jumps from the railing, and I see him land both feet first onto the far edge of the dining room table, and I see his knees buckle, and I can tell my mom now knows what is going on, and I say something loudly. It's okay, I'm on it, I'm calling 911. Okay, so I have a little note up here. It says, I don't say 911. I say something very odd like 911. So I say loudly, it's okay, I'm on it, I'm calling 911. As I'm hurrying back to get my phone from above my pillow, I wake up, my heart pounding, lucid dreaming meditation playing. Last night, for the first time in a while, I said, I wake for any dreams I am to receive messages from. Felt so real and scary. Then it looks like I have some guesses as to like what maybe is going on. So I might as well go ahead and read these. Need to let my dad's toxic energy go? ? 2:56, checking the clock. Is this tied to 333 and letting toxic relationships go? ? What message am I to receive from this dream? ? So it was 2:56 in the morning, about 3 a.m. when I had this. Oh gosh, okay. So I literally asked the question, what message am I to receive from this stream? I open Instagram and there's a post of someone hiking Angel's Landing and the views off the edges, and made me think of the message I heard on the way to Las Vegas, which is then when I went and hiked Angel's Landing and had to look over the side of the parking garage rail to make sure I no longer heard the message. So when I was in, I heard a message, it's okay, jump, you'll be fine, just jump. So I heard that message on the side of the Grand Canyon. Actually, it was on the side of, the Grand Canyon first. This was back in June of 2022. April, May, June of 2021. June of 2021 is when I had that message, and it was shortly after my near-death experience. And I don't know if it was just like, it's okay to come back home, it's okay to jump. I don't know if it was tied in with this dream with seeing my dad jumping. I don't know. Maybe that's something that his higher self says to him. I really don't know. But anyways, then I heard it on the side of the Hoover Dam on that Pat Tillman walkway. And then I was gonna go hike Angel's Landing, and I wanted to hike it, but I knew there was a lot of heights, and I didn't want to hear that message again when I was on on a high place. I wouldn't have done Angel's Landing if I was worried about hearing that message, because when I was hearing that message, I actually had to physically hold myself back from jumping off of the side of the Grand Canyon or off of the side of the Hoover Dam. I really wanted to climb up and jump off. It was that strong of a feeling. And I had a big old panic attack in that moment because I was freaking out. And thank goodness my therapist, the amazing Magical Mojo, Donna Morgan, was available for an emergency call. So I was freaking out in my car crying. She calls me back. She says she has time for an emergency session here just shortly, and she gifted me the most amazing, much needed. I let myself freak out. I let myself feel the feels. I let myself just sit in the fear of, why did I just hear it's okay to jump on the side of the Grand Canyon and on the side of the Hoover Dam. And then I did an emergency session with her to work through that. But as I'm reading this one hadn't dawned on me. So I asked, what message am I to receive from this dream? And then I saw the post about Angel's Landing. Well, the night that I hiked Angel's Landing is the first day that I had a very vivid dream that ended up coming to fruition. So that night of June of 2021, I had a dream. That was my very first incredibly lucid dream. I mean, these dreams are so vivid that even if I don't write them down, I at least remember parts of them because they're so vivid. I don't remember all of the details, and that's why I try to write down super vivid dreams like this, because then the details do seem to make a difference later. I remembered this dream being so vivid about my dad jumping off the landing and committing suicide in front of me that I had forgotten about the whole changing the sheets part. And I keep seeing this ad for this it's this bedwetting system, and it's called Therapy, and it kept popping up, and I was like, why is this popping up? And then below it finally said change his life, not his sheets. And then when I read this dream, I was like, oh my God, changes sheets. And I was like, this reminds me of this dream. Does that mean it's coming up? And I started freaking out, and I did screenshot one of them because after that it said 4 weeks. 4 weeks from the day that I saw that post, that advertisement, saying 4 weeks will be November, this upcoming November, was it 5th? November 5th, this Sunday, which is the date of Dave's services. Um, so I kind of made note of that because I don't know if the universe can tell you time, since time's not really a thing. Um, but that was kind of something that I was wondering. So I don't know yet, right? I'll let you know. But that night of the Angel's Landing hike was the first time I had a lucid dream like that. And it was this big black hole, and it was all these white mice falling into this big black hole. And I just woke up and it was so vivid, and I was like, what was that about? And then a week later, I was getting a tail light fixed in my car, divine timing, and I was standing there waiting for them to fix the tail light because it had just gone out like that day. And I'm standing there waiting for them to change it, and they have the radio on, and it's the news story about the Miami condo collapse. And just in my head, I knew that my dream was about the Miami condo collapse. So my dream was a warning, not ominous, because it's not like I can do anything about these things that happen, but I knew my dream was a warning of, oh my gosh, the Miami condo collapse. So I'll have these dreams, like the one that I posted about the, I'll share it again below. I shared this dream, that I had about I call it a Kauai monsoon. And I called it Kauai, but I knew it was Hawaii. And I called it a monsoon because I live in Arizona. And a year later, almost to the date, was the Maui hurricane and fire. So it was like that dream was letting me know that that was going to happen, right? Like there's nothing I could do about it. There's nothing that could have been done. That was a natural disaster that affected the power lines, that caused like a freak act, like a freak havoc to run on the island. But then I also had the dream about Dave relapsing and dying and passing on, and my grandpa being there to welcome him, and that ended up coming to fruition. And now I've had this dream about my dad committing suicide in front of me, um, passing away. And I don't know if it's going to end up being that either, right? I don't have any clue, because at this point my dad is still alive and well. He's 76. He's still alive and kicking. So after I did stumble on that dream recently, I had another dream. This is the night of October 9th of 2023. So this is very recent. About a month ago. Wow, a month already? Time flies. And I woke up, and it was after I had read this dream. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had forgotten about this dream. And I was like, well, what is, like, I don't know. I don't know what I asked, but I woke up that night. It says me waking up to song lyrics, but not any song I know. The song lyrics were Crash and Burn. Then I wake up to a car crash, very minor black car in front of the garage. My car is in the garage, and the door opens, and the black car backs up and gently bumps into me. This says it's my car, so I don't know how all this is going to play out. My Titan. And then I said that I've also been seeing the lean billboards, and those are about car accidents. And I mean, I do live in Arizona, and there are a lot of car accidents. So, some of that stuff, it's like, what is meant for me and what is just like true advertisement because of where I live. But I do know that the universe will communicate with me via like billboards, business vehicles, that kind of stuff. So again, I'm also studying in class to be an end of life doula. It starts November 29th. It's 4 weeks long. But in the meantime, I had started reading the book on grief and grieving and getting ahead, I guess, on the homework. I don't know. Intuition told me to start listening to it. And then my ex-husband passed away, and I was in the midst of two children grieving the loss of their dad. Two very young children, 8 and almost 5, grieving the loss of their dad. So it was definitely meant to be that I had started reading that book early, because it allowed me to see like the normal processes and emotions that happen with grieving. And it was definitely like on the job training. So now I definitely feel like this is kind of on the job training for like anticipatory grief. And it sucks because it consumes you. It's all you can think about is like, this is showing me that my dad's going to die. Well, when and how and why and just all the things. Then I'll kind of forget about it, and I'll open up Instagram and there will be a post about somebody being saved from committing suicide, or there will be, I don't know, just like little things that will pop up to like then make me think about my dream. It's like when I'm not thinking about it, and then something will pop up and make me think about it, and then all I can think about and wonder is when my dad's going to pass away. And I'm trying not to let it totally consume me, because that's not doing me any good, right? Like, I have zero control in this situation. I have zero knowing of what's going to happen. I have zero, like, all I know is that I had a dream about my dad committing suicide, dying, and it was a super duper vivid dream. And it seems that when I have these super duper vivid dreams, they are messages to let me know that it's gonna happen. So that's where I'm at. That was the dream. And now I guess we'll see how this all plays out. Okay, I'm going to add a quick little addendum here. This is something I wasn't initially going to add, but it's something like that I feel like I should add, because it just feels like it's something I should. Again, it's not that anybody is causing anything. It's not like, I don't know, I have to go to my more spiritual side with stuff like this and just understand that we all have soul contracts, and we have a lot of this stuff planned out ahead of time, and hey, let's come here together and let's do this mission together. And even if one of us is playing the bad guy role, we're still best friends on the other side. And the people that are playing the bad guy roles have got to be the ones that are the bravest of the souls, because they are the ones that are allowing themselves to be so disconnected from love, which is what we all are on the other side. It's what I believe God is. God is love. God is true unconditional love that they describe in NDEs, that cannot be described, because there is no way to describe it in this 3D reality. And we are all connected, we are all one, and we are all love. But so my son is going to have his birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, and we've been talking about his birthday party for a while, maybe a couple months, and he has flat out said that he doesn't want Beepa Neal, my dad, to come to his birthday party. And immediately Callie and I were like, well, if you want Beepa Donna there, you're going to have Beepa Neal there, because Beepa Donna doesn't go anywhere without Beepa Neal. And so we were like, do you want Beepa Donna there? And he's like, well, yeah. And he's like, but I don't want Beepa Neal there. Well, my son is an amazing, powerful manifester. I think he also was very connected and knew that his daddy was going to be passing away. I think he misses him dearly. I think he, misses his dad a ton. But on Mother's Day, he did say to me that he asked God to put a rock and a color in his daddy's way and his dad's way so that he couldn't come and pick them up, Hobbs and Callie, so that Hobbs would have to stay with me and Lily forever. And fast forward from May being Mother's Day to, and he said this a few more times since then, I don't want Daddy to come and pick me up. I want to stay here with you and Lily forever. Fast forward to September 26th of 2023 is when Dave passed away. I think it was his intuition knowing. He is so connected. I think he knew that was coming up. He also knew that Lily was in my tummy 1 month before she was actually there. He looked at me 1 month to the day before conception and said, Mommy, is there a baby in your belly? I was like, no. Like, big old question mark. Like, no, I don't think I'm pregnant. I was sexually active at the time, but I didn't think I was pregnant. I was not pregnant in that moment. But Lily's soul must have been super strong hanging about, and she came in 1 month later. She is a super strong soul and was like, all right, let's do this. And I could actually feel the, sorry, there's so many now stories mixed here into one, so this is a little longer than I planned. I could feel the moment of her conception. I woke up in the middle of the night feeling like my body was on fire. That girl literally lit a fire under my butt. Like, literally the next day I went to personal training, and I told my personal trainer, because he's also very spiritual, I told him about me literally waking up feeling like I was on fire. He goes, well, you look sunburned. And he took some pictures for me, and I legit looked pink, red, sunburn, and I had been scratching it because it was itching. And so anyways, that kid is very, very powerful. And he said to me yesterday in the kitchen with me and Callie, he said to me again, I don't want Beat Benil at my birthday. Well, his birthday party is coming up November 11th. So again, we shall see how that plays out.